Welcome back to Open Window Politics. Today we're going to be doing my latest prediction. In this case, it is going to be a 2026 Senate election prediction. So as you can see here, before we've characterized any of the seats, we've done the likely and safe, and with that, Republicans are already at 50, meaning that because J.D. Vance will be the tie-breaking vote for the next 2 years, the Republicans will almost certainly have control of the Senate, but it is still interesting to see what the margin could be with the swing states that we have left. I do think there's going to be better news for Democrats. We're going to start off with the lean Democratic states, and those we got Minnesota and New Hampshire, so that brings Democrats up to 45. And then now these are going to be a little bit more of a swing state, but I do think that in the state of Maine, Susan Collins, she also voted against the Big Beautiful Bill, I think partially because it is pretty controversial, and it might have resulted in the Republicans losing the Senate seat there in Maine. I do think that she's going to win. She has appealed to moderates and has generally done pretty well in her elections, and so I'm going to give that as a lean Republican. I could definitely see it going down to tilt, but I do think regardless that would be a victory for the Republicans in the state of Maine. And then we do have one more lean state. I do think that in the state of Ohio, I think it's expected, that Sherrod Brown may be running, but I think even with him, he was reasonably popular. He was defeated as a U.S. Senator so he does have appeal, but I don't think he has enough broad appeal in Ohio to be able to win it. It's going to be a really tough margin. I do think Sherrod Brown would probably be one of the better candidates, but I don't think there's really a possible candidate where Republicans would end up losing the state of Ohio. Then we're going to get to the tilt states. We're going to start off with the Democratic ones. I do think that in the states of Michigan and Georgia, in the polls, Jon Ossoff has been up in Georgia. So I do think that is going to be, it's going to be close for sure, but I do think that'll be a Democratic victory, as well as in the state of Michigan. I do think that if the election were to be held today, it would likely go red in North Carolina. North Carolina is probably the state I am the most hesitant about characterizing. I think it might be a possibility the Democrats are able to win it, but I do think it would be pretty difficult. We also have a lot of time left until 2026 midterms. Certainly a lot could happen, but for now, that is going to be my prediction. With that, it leaves us with 47 seats for the Democrats to 53 for the Republicans. Feel free to let me know if you have any questions. Don't forget to like and subscribe.